who was going to stop anything?
With everything on the line, you think they still would have risked messing
But again, they're emotional. They're fighters. They're human beings. And they've insulted each other in front of the world. Insulted, saying the worst things about each other, which is acceptable. Words don't do any damage. Now you put them together like they're angry dogs. And you want them, everybody is wishing that somebody starts something.
They were kind of words like Frank used to say about you.
Yeah, right.
But the question is, Bob, people will wonder, well, why wasn't there security on the stage just in case something did happen?
Because Fox ran this event and they were supposed to, of course you should have had security on the stage. Of course, but PBC did their job. They were arguing with Fox, no face-off, get security. They understand, they're boxing people. These friggin' people from Fox, they don't know crap. They bring this woman in from the UK, and she's
Don't blame me, UK.
and she's slanting all the press conference to Wilder. Like, I don't give a damn, but it's obvious that that's what she was doing. And then she knew that the understanding was no face-off. Tom Brown argued with Fox, no face-off. We said no face-off. And what does she say? Now we're going to do a face-off. Fuck her and fuck them. There was no face-off, and we saved the fight.
Hey, Bob, you've had Tyson on Top Ranks for about 30 months now.
Yeah.
How has it gone compared to what you thought when you first made the deal with Frank to work with Tyson?
You know, again, I had seen all kinds of fighters, all kinds of personalities, and at first I had no idea what Tyson was about. And the first time we met was in a restaurant in the town that he comes from, Manchester. And I got to know him, and you know, one step at a time. And now we've created a bond because I understand him. He is highly intelligent. He really is. He knows a lot about a lot of things. He's taught me a lot, particularly about the Gypsy Nation, which I'm curious about it, and I'm interested in. And he's a pleasure to be with. He really is. Now, again, I've had guys like that, but they're different. But the closest that I've had, as far as communication, not what he meant to the world, was Ali.
Right.
Because Ali would also, express himself and say things, but you could have a great conversation with him.
Frank, you hear Bob say that, and he compares him to Ali, at least in the way he promotes the fight. You've known Tyson longer than Bob has. Have you seen those traits in him before? Do you think that's an over-exaggeration to kind of make that comparison?
I think, after he had his problems and he's come back, I think he's learnt a lot from being in the depths of despair, suicidal. He's come back from all of that. He's shown that he's human like a lot of people. He's faced up to a lot of things that everyday people have to face up to, and he's come through it. And I think he's very philosophical about it. He's very mature, but at the end of the day, he's a fantastic boxer. I mean, he is. He would be a great boxer up the top in any era. He's got a great boxing brain. Everything about him I think, is super. And you look at, you're looking at this today. I mean, if it weren't for him, there wouldn't have been a press conference. Everything emanates from him. He brings something to the table. He sells the fight. He sold the first fight, he sold the second fight. It was Tyson Fury who sold those fights. And he's a promoter's dream, there's no doubt about it. And also, as Bob says, he's highly intelligent. You can have a conversation about anything.
And the one thing I obviously wasn't there for that, and I knew about it because I had heard about it, but I didn't realize the depth of it was that mental health problem that he had. But Frank was there and understands it. I mean, that's something that really, thankfully, a lot of us are never aware of with our family, with ourselves. But the mental health problem and the despair that people can experience is frightening.
I want to ask both of you on just a different topic. You know, with Joshua losing to Usyk, how much money do you think that costs? You can make that fight again at some point, and it'll be a big fight, but maybe not the same as if it had been before. How much financially do you think that'll be a hit?
I think it's still a major fight and a very big fight in the UK, no doubt about it. Is it a big fight in, you know, we had all these offers coming in from various places around the world, Middle East and so forth, who were willing to pull up a huge site fees, but it's still a massive fight in the UK. I think there's still an audience for that. It is what it is, but I think the Usyk fight's a big fight now. Usyk came through and he looked good, and he fought in front of a big crowd at Wembley. People know who he is, and I think people will buy into that fight. They're similar styles.
And it will be the most hilarious promotion. It'll be one of the greatest promotions of all time, Usyk and Tyson Fury, because Usyk hasn't come across yet to the public, but I know him very well because he's such a close friend of Lomachenko, and he is a really hilariously funny guy. He's very intelligent, a personality like just takes over a room. So with Tyson and him, I mean, it'll be non-stop.
Well, they are similar because they've both gone into each time. Tyson went to Germany, beat Klitschko, came here, and beat the American guy twice. Usyk's done the same thing, always on the road. So they're road warriors. You know, they don't care where they fight. Be a magnificent fight. Be a great fight.
So Mr. Arum, what's going on with the Teofimo? What's going on with the Teofimo Kambosos fight?
What?
Teofimo, my bad.
What the IBF finally has ruled that Triller is in default. So the $1.2 million goes to the two fighters in accordance with their percentage, and under the rules of the IBF, the second bidder was Matchroom. And I just got off the phone with Eddie, and he said definitely he's going to do that fight in the United States in November or December. So at least, I mean, this is like, for me, you talk about disappointment. I mean, here's a kid in Teofimo who wins a fight that nobody expected him to win, and he is on top of the world, and he hasn't fought for over a year. I mean, that's a criminal
Bob,
thing.
it wouldn't have went to purse bid if you would have paid him what he was looking for.
Shut the fuck up, you little prick.
Yeah?
Yeah, prick.
Go ahead.
Come on, get him out of here.
Kennedy, get me out of here.
Move him out of here, Derek.
Bob, if they faced off today, what do you think would have happened if Fury and Wilder had a face-off?
What?
If they did face off?
I don't know. I mean, maybe nothing. But the chances of something happening and upsetting the fight, where everybody has worked extraordinarily hard to put it together, the PBC people, ourselves, the fighters, it would have been a tragedy. So why take that risk? Why? To entertain the circus?
Bob, you can't get, I'm sorry, you can't get the Brits here for the fight, right? So I noticed there's a lot of tickets still available. For this fight, I mean, you and I talked before the last fight, you thought it was going to do 2 million, it didn't do that number. Why hasn't it resonated with the public, given you have two big giant guys who are big personalities?
Well, first of all, as far as the tickets, yeah.
Well, I know for this one.
Ticket sales have been very, very good, but look out, walk around town, where are the Brits? Biden has kept them out.
There'd be 8,000 Brits.
They pulled the travel ban starting November 1st. That don't help the fight, right? That's why you don't have the same type of buzz. But I think the pay-per-view is doing better than it did before.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción, yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente. Con una pasión tan fuerte.